buy a lottery ticket, alert the press, call somebody that can broadcast the message all over the world, which technically this podcast is. Oklahoma had another 100-yard rusher, and it wasn't John Mateer, though he ran for 80 in this game. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. John Mateer is still not throwing the ball. The injury with his thumb on the throwing hand is clearly impacting him. How could it not? If you told me before this game he would average 5.5 yards per attempt, go 19 for 29 and a pick with no touchdowns, I would have said, oh, well, yeah, this game's playing out exactly how I thought it would. Tennessee's going to beat Oklahoma. Yeah, good for the Vols. No, not good for the Vols, who, by the way, were wearing the best uniforms in all of college football over the weekend. Tennessee's blackout uniforms, dark out, night out, whatever you call it. They're beautiful. They're simply beautiful. It's a spectacle. It's a beautiful thing to watch. And yet, all those fans at Neyland Stadium went home disappointed because, once again, Joey Aguilar throws for a lot of yards. They did not run the ball particularly well. What do you know? What did I talk about all last week? In all these big games, hey, team that runs the ball better is usually going to wind up on top in all these particular matchups. And that's one of the reasons I like Tennessee. They've been a better rushing team than Oklahoma this year. It's why I liked Vanderbilt over Texas. They've been a better rushing team than the Longhorns consistently this season. And guess what? Texas outran Vanderbilt and won. Oklahoma outran Tennessee and won the football game. So the Sooners, good vibes for Oklahoma here. Good vibes. I can't quite put it in the highest vibes department, but that's okay. That's a really high bar to clear. Oklahoma going and winning this game on the road says a lot. Now, their remaining schedule is as follows. It's incredibly doable. Incredibly doable. Oklahoma is setting up with this win over Tennessee to potentially be one of those 9-3 SEC teams that people want into the college football playoff. I will not grant them that because I place value on the outcomes of regular season games. So I can tell you right now, the likelihood I'd put a 9-3 team in the college football playoff is somewhere around 2%, like the milk. So, which is the best type, by the way, for those that understand. But Oklahoma has to go to Alabama and win. If they do that, they'll probably be in the playoff. Heck, maybe even then at 9-3, I'd put them in the playoff. Because if you win back-to-back games at Tennessee and at Alabama, that's a pretty impressive slate. Do I think Tennessee's great? No. Do I think Alabama's great? Yeah. Now I think they are. The Sooners have a bye to hopefully get John Mateer's thumb as healthy as they possibly can. But then they close with Missouri and LSU, and both of those games are at home. If Oklahoma beats Alabama, they will be in control of their own fate to make the playoff. If they lose to Alabama, that will not and should not be the case. And they will think back to losing to Ole Miss at home or losing to a Texas team that had been struggling mightily, and you ended up igniting the Longhorns offense onto a run of sustained success, it appears. Not that Texas's offense did a ton in Red River this season, but that got the ball rolling for Texas in the second half of their season, and the Longhorns, with an easier schedule than you, control their own destiny to make the college football playoff. That's got to sting Oklahoma fans a little bit. The good news for the Sooners, they also control their own fate. It's just that they have to play at Alabama, though Texas has still got to play Texas A&M. And Texas A&M is a darn good football team. So this is a really good win for the Sooners. This is one I talked about going into the week that Brent Venables had more pressure in this game than Josh Heupel did. Because Tennessee is now trending towards the sort of season that I expected them to have before the year. And I've kept them ranked because I've given them credit for the outcomes that they've gotten on the field. And they might not lose the game the rest of the season. They've got New Mexico State, Florida on the road, which always gets weird for them. But hey, Florida's not very good. But it's in Gainesville. They'll be fired up. I don't know. Maybe. And then they play Vanderbilt at home. I don't think Tennessee can get to the college football playoff. I don't. Because they are correctly in my top 25 on the brink of falling out. They lost by 3 to Georgia. The Alabama game was closer than you thought. That outcome definitely matters, though, and is a big reason why I have them as low as I do in my top 25, which is at number 24. And then they lose again close to Oklahoma. Well, that's good and fine, but you look at Tennessee's schedule where the quality wins. At the end of if they win the rest of their games, they'll be 9-3. Their best win will be against Vanderbilt, who's a good team. Who we've also seen is maybe not the greatest, and I don't think it's even a guarantee that Tennessee beats Vanderbilt. I think they should, but they should have beaten Oklahoma over the weekend. So this is, I'm not going to put my mood assessment for Tennessee fans after this game at the very bottom of the rankings here of my 5-point scale, but this is, if there's like a double bad vibes, I would give that to Tennessee. Because for you to look up at the end of this year and go, wow, twice at home, the defense allowed over 30 points. It's one thing for it to happen on the road, and you had the pick six before the half. Like that, that's when you just got to chalk up to, okay, it's college football, this is hard. But 33 to Oklahoma, that's not okay. 44 to Georgia. Georgia's a good team. Georgia's not a world beater, not the way they have been in the past. So Oklahoma feels really good, and they control their own path to the playoff. I don't think Tennessee can get there. I don't think Tennessee should be able to get there. Coming into the season, I thought they'd be an 8-win team. That's kind of the way they look. Maybe they'll win their next 3. Maybe they'll beat both Florida and Vanderbilt. I wouldn't be surprised if they drop one. So definitely a bad outcome for Tennessee, but still, I am overly, majority, I should say, plurality, however you want to phrase it, optimistic about the outlook of the Tennessee program because of everything that went down in the offseason, and for the Vols to still look this way going forward, I think you'd still feel good. You should feel good. That's what I'm telling Tennessee fans. You should still feel good going forward, even though you're not going to make the playoff and you had every opportunity to do so if you'd just been able to beat Oklahoma at home. But you let them walk into Neyland Stadium and put up 192 yards on the ground. This is not an Oklahoma team or an offensive coordinator that is built or constructed to run the ball that effectively, especially on the road. They just shouldn't be able to, and yet they were. And Joey Aguilar is real productive, having an awesome season, fun story, turns the ball over too much. Every game you look up, Joey Aguilar's had some turnovers that have led to points in a close game, and that's proved to be the difference from time to time, as Tennessee fans well know by this point. So the Vols fall to 6-3. There's some debate about whether they should be ranked at this point in time. I don't have that big of a problem with it. I have them in my top 25, barely. They could very easily get replaced by someone that has a win and pushes them out. Not necessarily that they would do anything wrong in that regard. But I think Oklahoma is in a spot where they control their own destiny going forward. But to bring this back to the Sooners to wrap this segment, I still don't fully buy Oklahoma. I don't. I do not believe they're going to win the rest of their games. I think 9-3 is the best outcome that they're going to have going forward. If they go 10-2, you will see me on this show say Oklahoma should be in the playoff, no questions asked. Absolutely, 100% done, signed, sealed, delivered. I don't believe they are going to get there. They look like a team, again, somewhat like Tennessee, but different situations. They've taken the step forward that I wanted to see to assure me that, okay, Brent Venables can stay as the head coach. They have not taken the step forward to such a degree like Indiana has, to where I go, oh, that's a team that can contend. I think Oklahoma is a good team. I do not believe they'll wind up in the playoff at the end of this season. And my guys, Jay Smith and John Williams over at Locked On Sooners, probably won't enjoy hearing that. But that's the way it's going to play out. Appreciate everyone listening. I'll see you next time. And until then, hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.